We have our daisy chain. We connect it to the height of the doorknob and tie it tight so it does not shift. I'm going to quickly demonstrate the exercises that we're going to do. So we're going to stand perpendicular to the anchor, so almost where my shoulders are lined up, and I want to get to where this daisy chain blocks my motion when my arm is through this little loop. And then this allows me to do a arm push out, and this is trying to pull my arm closer. In fact, if I let the arm go closer, you see the slack on that daisy chain show up. I'm trying to keep that nice and tight, even as I pull this hand back along my side, which is now working more of this external rotation with the elbow bent. So we'll do each of those sides for 30 seconds, just out and back. From there, we're going to do a turn away. We're right down the center of the yoga mat, and I've got this going up over my arm. If I want to be closer to the anchor, now I get more arm extension. But if I'm here, this is going to be with more elbow bent. So you have some choice with how far away you stand. If you want to work more of your shoulder, have your arm more bent. If you want to start working a little bit more of the pressure through your whole arm, have your arm more extended. So we'll review that a little bit. From there, we turn back around, and we're going to do this little rotation with the arm pushing back. I'm not putting a lot of effort into the arm going back. I'm just making sure there's tension, and we're putting more of our emphasis on the external rotation, which is palm out, thumb almost pointing behind me, to then that palm starts to rotate back and in. So we'll do each of those, and then we're going to move to seated position. Here, when we sit down, we're still facing it. We're going to place this around your lower leg, and the further back you are, the less knee extent or knee flexion you're going to get. But now I'm just pulling the foot back, and I'm taking the foot down towards the floor, and obviously the daisy chain is blocking that. So we'll do each of those. From there, we're going to slide up a little bit closer. We place this around our upper shoulders, and we turn. And this is going to load more of the posterior part of your back. And try to keep those elbows down. Even there, I was like lifting up. So holding that down. And then we do a perpendicular torso rotation, which we're going to do inside palm is up, other arm is through the little hoop. We turn towards it, and then we turn away. And this is going to block us about middle of the body. So that previous one, I was turning a lot further before I got blocked. This one, where we're sitting sideways, we're going to get blocked a lot earlier on that motion and everything. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get my little timer here. Maybe expand my height. All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, we have our standing sideways with our little humeral extension press. All right. So here we go. We walk to where there's tension. Here we're going to start the 30 seconds. Here we go. Just pressing out. As you press out, hold it there, bringing it back in. Going slow, holding each of the positions for a nice pause, and then bring it back down. Back out, hold. Again, not rushing through it, allowing these muscles and joints to create a good relationship with each other as they travel through this path of motion. How do they feel when they're holding this extreme? Arm out straight versus when your arm is in at your side. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn around, switch sides. Again, walk to where there's tension, to where it's tight with the elbow bent, and then we're just pressing that arm out. Nice and slow. Are you aware of what your core is doing, especially when your elbow is bent versus when your arm is straight? It's very subtle, but there are slight changes going on with all the other muscle involvement from when your arm is out straight to when it's bent at your side. Final one. All right, we're going to turn away. And again, you want the strap to come up over the top of the arm. All right, so because it's going to be a little bit lower because it's at doorknob height. All right, here we go. And from here, pressing forward. And we're trying to keep your upper arm and your forearm parallel to the floor. versus if I was down here, it'd be at an angle, or if my arm's pointing down. So trying to keep the elbow, upper arm, and forearm all parallel to the floor, and I'm just pushing this hand forward. And because I'm loading one side, I'm working my core musculature, particularly my abs on the same side of the arm that is pushing forward. Final seconds. And relax. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. We've got it going up over the arm. Here we go. Press that hand forward. Again, trying to keep that arm parallel to the floor. All of a sudden I looked and mine was kind of down at an angle. Keeping that elbow and forearm parallel to the floor. Keep that chest up, chin up. 8 seconds. What is your other shoulder doing? Can it stay relaxed? Isometrics give you a chance to scan through your body and relax. All right, we're turning back around, facing the daisy chain with your arms straight. You want to find, where do you have tension? All right, so I'm going to walk back just a little bit, and from here we're going to do the rotation. We're going to rotate all the way in and then rotate all the way back out. And as you do that, try to keep your shoulder down. This shoulder often likes to elevate and start to try to be your earrings. Keep it away from your ear. And then we're just gently rotating the arm externally, palm is out, and then we're rotating back in. We're feeling for any pinching that might happen inside your shoulder. We're trying to keep just a minor amount of tension pushing backwards. And we're gonna switch arms. So again, hold nice and tight, keep that shoulder depressed, rotate inward, and then rotate all the way back out. Slow with the rotations, trying to get as much range of motion as possible, and you're searching for any pinching or tightness that might be happening inside of your shoulder joint. Good. Just nice, smooth rotations through that arm. Again, feeling which points do you start to have more discomfort, if any. So now we're gonna move to a seated position. All right, so go ahead and get your chair set up. We're gonna place this around one of your lower legs. And then you're gonna sit up nice and tall, and you're just pulling the foot back towards your body and down towards the floor. So the opposite direction that the daisy chain is anchored in. Try to generate more force through the back of your leg, through those hamstrings, trying to get those muscles to squeeze on the back of the thigh. And also paying attention to how does it feel where it's making contact around your lower leg. Is it digging in too much? You might use the ankle cuff, wrist cuff. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. So if you feel like this is too thin and it's digging in, we can get you an ankle cuff. All right, here we go. Pulling that foot back and pushing it down towards the floor. Sitting up nice and tall. Halfway. Can you get this back side of the thigh to generate a little bit more force by trying to just push your foot a little bit more towards the ground or back towards your body? And then relax. Okay, from here we just slide forward just a little bit. You don't want to get too far forward, just enough that the strap can now get around your shoulders. And there's almost tension to start, so by the time you turn, there's not a whole lot of motion that you can get. So there's not a lot of loose on that daisy chain, and as I turn and hold it, now I'm just thinking about, can I keep going? I can't turn any further because this daisy chain is blocking my motion. I'm gonna relax out of it where there's more slack again, and I'm gonna turn one more time, keeping those elbows a little bit lower than my shoulders. It's really easy to start extending through the spine. Keep those elbows down. And relax. Okay, we'll switch sides. Okay, we've got the fingertips on tops of our shoulders. Keep those elbows down. Just turn until you get blocked. What are your feet doing? What are your thighs doing? Then we're gonna relax out of it. and we're gonna turn back into it once again. And as we turn out, that's where we create that tension. As we start to turn away, we find where it blocks us, trying to keep those elbows down. My outside elbow was elevating, and relax. All right, now we face perpendicular. Arm goes through, in the inside hand, or is palm up. The hand through the loop is palm down. We're gonna rotate. We're gonna find where it blocks us and then push forward as well. So it's like almost like I'm pushing this daisy chain forward as if it's almost like a shopping cart. I'm just thinking push forward, and I'm trying to turn over to my right side. And then I'm gonna relax, going back towards the doorknob, towards the anchor, and then pull back away. Push forward. Really pushing forward engages your abdominals, gets the anterior muscle area, and relax. Okay, we're gonna turn around. Again, arm goes through the loop, inside hand palm up. We turn towards the daisy chain, turn and get blocked, and then think about pushing forward. Keeping that chest up nice and tall. Even though we're pushing forward, we're not leaning over. We're gonna turn back, creating slack, and then turn away. Breathing into it. And relax. All right. We'll work our way back to standing, and we'll start over with round 2. So this is where we are standing with our perpendicular press, right? Really working this outer part of the shoulder, really working our torso rotators. All right, here we go. We're getting into place. Body is lined up. We get to where this is blocked, and we're just pressing out. Hold nice and steady. Slow movement with the press out and the back end. We're not rushing the pressing. Back down, hold here. See if you can feel those little subtle differences between your core musculature when your arm is down here at your side and versus what's going on when your arm is out up straight. All right, we're gonna relax. We'll switch sides. Walk to where it blocks us. Here we go, pressing out and bringing it back down. Again, nice, slow, controlled. Try not to rush the pressing out or the pushing back in. So with this pressing motion, the motion right now that's getting blocked is the external rotation. It's more of the shoulder muscles. Here in a moment, the muscles that are actually moving the arm are the ones that are going to get blocked on the next exercise. And relax. All right. So for this next exercise, we face away. We're right down the middle of our yoga mat, as long as that's lined up with the anchor. Our elbow and forearm and upper arm are all parallel to the floor. This time I'm going to stand a little bit closer to the anchor, so my arm's a little bit more extended. And this time I feel a lot more through the front part of my abdominals. Again, so you can stand a little bit further away, have your elbow 90. You can have a little bit closer, have your arm more extended. Halfway. There you go, breathe it in. Hold the position steady, don't hold your breath. Allow your breath to move through your body. Scan your feet, where your pressure are at. And relax. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Here we go, pressing forward. Is that upper arm, forearm, and hand all parallel to the floor? Keep holding it nice and steady. Halfway. There you go, breathe, hold it steady. What are your feet doing? Are you leaning back onto your heels? Can you kind of get more even on your feet, for pressure into the balls of your feet? All right, now we're gonna turn and face the anchor, and we're gonna do our little shoulder straight arm extension. So it's just enough where if I take my arm closer to it, there's slack. If I pull my arm back, there's tension. Now we're gonna do a little rotation with that position. So stand up nice and tall, keep the shoulder depressed, slowly rotate. And again, we're finding and searching for where does it pinch? Do we have any areas where the motion catches? Nice, slow, smooth rotations through this arm. We know that we have the backside loaded. That's why we're pushing against this daisy chain to help that tricep and the lat stay a little more involved. We're gonna switch sides, switch arms. Again, we pull back to where there's tension, we keep that shoulder depressed, and then we work on the rotations. Making sure that only the arm that is inside the daisy chain is moving. The rest of your body, you want it to be as stable as possible. Again, being aware of what your feet are doing. 10 seconds, couple opportunities for a rotation in each direction. Is that shoulder staying depressed or is it starting to elevate? All right, we're gonna grab the chair. We're gonna do our knee flexion, hip extension. All right, so this time I'm gonna sit back. Here we go, we're pulling the foot back and down. So again, just whatever opposite direction of the daisy chain anchoring, right? So it's pulling me up and out, up and away from me. So I'm gonna pull it down and towards me. You can play around with your ankle position. So before I was just letting the foot fall, now I'm gonna pull the toes up towards the top of the daisy chain. Keep holding it, and then relax. We're gonna switch sides. Again, taking your time during the transitions. Often we can rush transitions or rush getting done with an exercise, and that's when our bodies sometimes get injured. All right, here we go. We're pulling that foot back. So even if you only get 20 seconds of a hold, that's better than rushing. All right, so here my foot's just kind of relaxed. Now I'm gonna pull the toes up towards the top of the daisy chain, getting a little bit more ankle control, but I'm still thinking, can I pull the back of my heel and leg down towards the floor and behind me? And relax. All right, we're gonna slide forward just a little bit to place this around your upper shoulder. All right, when you start, you almost want to have some decent amount of tension, just even when you're facing forward. By the time you rotate, you don't get to rotate that far before that really gets blocked. Keep those elbows down. It's easy to let those elbows go above the daisy chain. Keep them down below or near the daisy chain, and just keep trying to turn past it. And then relax, coming back towards the anchor, which gives slack, and we'll do one more hold. Breathe into it, hold the position steady, but really work your breath. And relax. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. All right, here we go, fingertips to the top, keep those elbows down, we're rotating away, sit up nice and tall. So it's this kind of little tug of war, like can I sit up taller but keep those elbows down? Right, I take the elbows down, my whole body wants to start kind of slouching over. Then we're gonna turn back to where there's slack, and then one more rotation. And relax. All right, now this is where we sit perpendicular. So you might slide in just about a half an inch or so. Our inside hand is palm up. The hand going through the loop is palm down. So again, we turn towards the anchor. There's no tension. I turn away to where there's tension, and now as soon as I get tension by turning away, now I'm also pushing forward, keeping that chest up. Try not to let that chest cave in. And then we're gonna relax, rotate back, and then rotate. Once you find that tension, push forward as well. What are your legs doing? My inside leg has a lot more pressure on it right now. And relax, we'll switch sides. Again, inside hand is palm up. Outside hand goes through the loop. Here we go, we're gonna rotate to where there's tension, then press forward. Keep that chin and chest up. They like to kind of start folding down. Push forward, and then relax, turning back, and then rotate once again. Can you press your feet into the floor anymore? And relax. So for me, in both directions, I felt it more in my left leg, left hip. So just something for me to make note of, and hopefully you're becoming aware of your own body, areas that are starting to have differences. All right, third and final round. Grab yourself some water if you'd like, before we jump in and get going with this third round. So again, we're gonna stand sideways, perpendicular to the anchor, so we can do our lateral press with hip or shoulder external rotation. So here we go. We've got this arm going out. We're maintaining that tension. Go slow with that press, even as you bring it back. Can you tell a difference with what's going on with your feet? Can you tell a difference with what's going on in your core when your arm is at your side? Keep that shoulder down. Take it back out. Do you get any clunking, clicking, any noises as you're moving through your body? Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Here we go. Pressing out. Good, slow, controlled. Just past the halfway point, going nice, slow, and controlled. How much can you get that arm straight? And then as you pull it back in, can you get this elbow back behind the body? And relax, okay? Now we turn away, facing away. We're standing right down the middle of the yoga mat. So last time I was a lot closer and my arm was more extended. This time I'm gonna step further away, which is gonna make my arm be slightly behind me, and I'm gonna still keep my forearm and upper arm parallel to the floor as I press forward. So this daisy chain is just preventing me from being able to press forward, really use this outer part of my obliques, my rib cage. I can really feel it through here quite a bit. Halfway. How your shoulders feeling? I can feel this one with my arm behind me a lot more through my upper trap. And relax. All right, switch arms. Again, the daisy chain goes up over the top of the forearm. Elbow and forearm are parallel to the floor. This one just feels a little bit harder for me to even kind of get my feet on the ground. They just feel like they kind of want to slip off the floor a little bit. And it might be because it's my dominant side. I might be generating more force. And relax. All right. Now we're going to go back to facing, and we're going to do our straight arm rotation. So again, the last time I had my arm a little bit, first time a little bit in front, then last time right next. This time I'm going to go behind my body. This is a more extreme position of humeral extension, shoulder extension, and then from this position I'm just gently rotating, and it's really hard for me to even just keep tension on this daisy chain based upon like how much extension that I'm getting, because my shoulder's in a more extreme position, so I'm not rotating as far. Final seconds. We'll switch sides, and I'm not able to push as much tension onto the daisy chain. So here we go, small, slight rotation. Keep that shoulder down, don't let those shoulders elevate towards the ears. So a lot more slack on the daisy chain this time with my arm in a more extreme position. Final seconds. And like this left side, it's even really hard for me to just keep pressure in that same extreme. So, all right, we're gonna have you move to a seated position. We're gonna work your lower body and core. So we're gonna go ahead and get that lower leg through All right, this time I'm gonna step up a little bit closer. So now I'm gonna have more down and less pulling back. Here we go, 30 seconds. And I'm just thinking about, can I pull against that daisy chain? Seeing, can you feel that back of your thigh creating tension, creating pressure into the chair? And then as you relax, straighten it back out, stretching that area. We'll switch sides. Here we go, pulling that foot down, back and down. And this side's definitely a lot harder for me to maintain tension. The longer I hold it, the more I was able to concentrate, the easier it got. And relax. All right, so now we place this around your shoulders. Again, when you're facing forward, you already want a little bit of tension on it, so I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit. So we're sitting here with the fingertips on tops of our shoulders. We're gonna turn, keep those elbows down. They naturally wanna elevate and get above the daisy chain. Try to keep them down, pointing at or at the same level. Turning away, then we're gonna turn back, creating slack. And then once again, turn away, creating tension. Keep that chest up nice and tall, the elbows down. It's kind of this, the chest and elbows usually like to go together. We're asking the chest and back to go up, elbows stay down. And relax, we'll switch sides. Here we go, elbows stay down, back up. Relax out of it, bringing slack into the daisy chain, and then rotate back out. And relax. All right, final exercise. One more minute. You guys have already put in the work. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank your life for allowing your schedule to allow you to show up. All right, so we got our inside palm facing up, inside hand through the loop facing down. We rotate to where there's tension, and then from here we press forward, keeping that chest up. So our lives don't always go as planned, so it's always nice when it does go as planned. So showing appreciation and gratitude for that, we're gonna turn back and push and rotate. So we get to where there's tension and then press forward. Also showing thankfulness and gratitude towards your body for allowing you to do these 6 exercises today. And relax. Okay, we're gonna turn around, face the other direction. Inside palm is up, outside palm is down. We're turning and rotating. We're gonna turn back, creating slack. Final rotation and hold. Once you get tension, press forward as well. Final seconds. Push forward, chest up, and relax.